Hi everyone, welcome back to the Becoming Your Best Self path. To review, last time we talked about where you are heading and how to set goals to help you get there. But sometimes we set goals and we don't quite stick to them. So why do you think that is? The reality is that setting goals isn't usually too hard. Sometimes it's even exciting. However, it's probably safe to say that we've all had challenges achieving those goals. Maybe because we got busy and distracted, lost interest in them, something prevented us from achieving them, or we found that they just weren't attainable goals to begin with. In this video, I'll help you break your goals into smaller, more manageable steps so you can actually move towards your goals rather than just hoping to achieve them at some future date. So, how do we stick to our goals? Well, it starts with our mindset. According to Mirko Thum, sorry if I mispronounced that, a prominent self-improvement mentor, your mindset is your filter for information you get in and put out. So it determines how you receive and react to information. It's easier to improve and achieve our goals when we're in a good place mentally. It helps us overcome challenges, recognize solutions, and be less likely to give up on our goals. So what if we want to get in the right mindset to both set and achieve our goals? How do we do it? First, ask yourself, do I believe that I have the ability to change and grow? For example, whenever I set a goal, I tell myself that I can do it. I can and I will stick to my goals and change my habits, even if I don't always get it on the first try. Believing in yourself is a huge part of a successful mindset. The next step, and one of the best ways to shape your mindset, is by creating a vision for your goals. In the book, Be Brave, it says that visualization is all about mentally taking yourself through a future event and seeing a successful outcome. If you keep envisioning success, then you'll believe it can happen. To help me envision my goals and really stick to them, I tend to create a vision board or write my goals out on a piece of paper. You don't have to do it the way I did it. However, I strongly recommend that you find some way to visualize your goals. Whether you create a vision board or even just write them down, put your goals somewhere you'll see them frequently to remind yourself, and you'll be more likely to achieve them. Now that you've visualized your goal, it's time to plan. One of my favorite phrases is, "A goal without a plan is just a wish." So how do we create a solid plan to turn a wish into a goal? We need accountability and specificity. Before you think about how to achieve your goals, it's good to have an accountability partner. This can be a friend, family member, or significant other. Pick someone you trust that will remind you of your goals, encourage you, and check in with you frequently. Next, in order to actually achieve your goals, your plan needs to be really specific. Remember my goal that I set in the last video? I said that 1 year from now, I hope to be a mom and have a full-time job that I love that still allows me to put my family first. So how can I take that goal and turn it into smaller, more practical, actionable steps? I would start by asking myself, what can I do this week or even today that will help move me closer to achieving my goal? One thing I've concluded is that to have a job that is full-time and flexible, I need to be good at time management. Now, I'll be honest, this is not a natural skill of mine. It's something that I have to work at constantly. It's not good enough to just say, I want to be better at time management, because I'll probably never actually do it. So to help me achieve my main goal, I need to create small time management goals that will help me make the most of the time that I do have. For example, I won't check my phone for 2 hours at a time when I'm working on something productive. Then I can reward myself by being on my phone for 15 minutes. Once I stop working on something, it's hard to get started again. 2 hours is a good time frame for me, personally, because I know myself and my limits. Notice how specific I was. I said when and for how long. Sometimes you can't be this specific, but try to be as specific as possible. Another really important thing here is to make your smaller goals attractive. James Clear, the author of Atomic Habits, says that in order to successfully build a habit, we should make it obvious, attractive, easy, and satisfying. In my case, it would be something like this. I get to take a break from my work. I'm rewarded with a mental break. It's a set amount of time, and I get to enjoy some social media stalking. You can find more on this in the Read More section. Although it seems unrelated, faith can be a key element of setting goals. Faith in yourself, that you can achieve what you set your mind to, and faith in God, that He knows what's best for you. Knowing that we're not alone gives us a sense of courage that we really can accomplish what we set our minds to. Sometimes we tell ourselves that God doesn't care about our job, our goals, or the mundane parts of our lives, but that's just not true. God cares about the things that matter to us, and He can help us see how to improve not only physically, but also in relationships, in our jobs, and even with our education. The scriptures teach, "Ask and it shall be given you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you." They also say that we should ask for whatsoever things ye stand in need, both spiritual and temporal, always returning thanks unto God for whatsoever things ye do receive. God wants you to be successful. He wants you to ask for His help. We can go at it alone, but trust me, it will be a longer and harder road. When you find it hard to stick to your goals, remember this quote from Gordon B. Hinckley. "The course of our lives is not determined by great, awesome decisions. Our direction is set by the little day-to-day choices which chart the track on which we run." I hope this video was helpful. Here's a recap. First, try to get in a positive mindset. Next, visualize your goals. Finally, break your goals into smaller, easier steps. And remember, the Lord is there to help you achieve your righteous goals and desires. Thanks for watching. For the sprout level of your My Best Self tree, choose and complete 2 goals. The others are optional. Then you can reflect on what you've learned and how to apply it. In the Read More section, we've included some more helpful resources on achieving your goals. See you next time, where we'll talk about what to do when we make mistakes and fail.